What if I told you waiting just 10 years to invest could actually cost you millions? You see, a lot of people say to themselves, I'm going to wait to invest when I actually start making more money, which is the wrong approach to take. Now, a lot of people procrastinate. And if you procrastinate because you think you don't have enough to invest, well, this video is for you. Okay, look, I get it. You're dealing with rent, bills, student loan, car payments, just payments after payments after payments. And you're saying, well, investing, that's a long-term thing. That can wait. I can get to it when I start making a little bit more money. But then you realize, well, you start making more money, you turn around and you're like, wait a minute, the bills have not changed. They're still the same. I'm still paying more bills. What the hell is going on? And then you say to yourself, you know what, when I make more money and get that next promotion or maybe change career fields to make more income, then I'll actually start really, really investing. And maybe you're saying to yourself, you know what, that 401k that my employer said I should sign up for when I started working, and I'm like, I kind of need the income right now. I'm going to wait. Could you believe that those decisions you're making, that pushing it back and back and back and back is costing you millions? And I'm going to show you why in just a sec. So you keep thinking, what's the point? If I start and I just put $200, $150, so what? It's not going to really make a difference. It's not that much anyways. So why even bother? Well, that's where you're making the mistake. So for those of you that are new to my channel, thank you for clicking on the video and watching. And also for those of you that are coming back for more, thank you so much for coming back. But also don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the notification button because I don't want you guys to miss out. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. Now, my name is Abdul, and I worked for top asset management companies as an investment advisor. I've had my Series 7. I've gone through the gauntlet to be able to build investment portfolios and help individuals with their retirement planning. And I've talked to people from all walks of life, millionaires to people that are just starting out, to people that are just trying to figure it out. And one thing that I have learned, and it has been such an eye-opener, is that fact that it doesn't matter how much you're making if you're not saving a portion of that income. I'm going to say that again. It doesn't matter how much you're making if you're not working to save a portion of that income. And I'll tell you the reason why. I've worked with people that are in their 50s, they're millionaires, and they're doing really great. And guess what? They're looking at retirement and say, oh, I'm ready to coast. I'm going to be enjoying the next stage of my life and doing other things that I want to do. Now, I've talked to people in their 50s that are looking back and saying, damn, I wish I put more into my retirement account. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to start working for the rest of my life now. Like, I'm not going to stop working. And it's a shocking reality. And even when I'm confronted with that reality in a sense of okay, here are the numbers. Here's what we're projecting out when it comes to how much income you're going to need for retirement. Here's where you're standing right now when it comes to the investment accounts that you have. You're not going to have enough. You're going to need to put some more. You're going to need to work out just a little bit longer just to put some more in. And on top of that, the lifestyle that you have now, unfortunately, you're going to have to downsize. Reason being is because you're not going to have enough to be able to cover the lifestyle that you have now if you were to stop working. That news telling individuals that it sucks. And on top of that, you realize, oh my God, taking your time and not investing early can put you in a bad situation. And I don't think it's because they're lazy. I don't think, I really, if you're not investing, I honestly don't think it's because you're lazy. I don't think it's because you don't care. It may be just the fact that you may not know how or where to start, or you may not realize the urgency, the need to act now, how much that's so important. And the reason why I say that is because for some people, I've realized this working with a lot of people, is the fact that some individuals, it's easy for them to project out into the future. Like they can see down the road 5, 10, 20 years down the road what they're doing. And the crazy part is they may not accomplish all of what they're visioning, but at least they're able to see themselves doing it. For some people, that's not the case. For some people, it's hard. And some people just live in the now. This is today and this is what I'm worried about today. Tomorrow will come and I'll worry about tomorrow. But yes, there is a time for that, but you also have to have the capability to project yourself 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road and be able to say, okay, when I'm at this stage in my life, this is what I want to be able to do, or this is the position I want to be financially. If you're not able to do that, you're going to wake up one day at that moment and you're going to say, oh shit, I messed up. I should have done this when I was in my 20s. You do not want to catch yourself saying that, especially when it comes to your finances, especially when it comes to investing, because one of the powerful tools you're going to need that's going to be on your side is time. And as you get closer to the age where you're like, gosh, I just can't keep working like this anymore. That's when you're going to wish you had more time. No, let me break it down to you like this. Let me give you the numbers, okay? I don't want to just scare you off to like, oh my God, I need to start right now. You do, but let me give you the numbers. Okay, so let me break it down like this. If you invest $6,000 a year starting at age 25 and earn 7% a year in returns from your investments, that's the average. Okay, some years may be lower, but let's just say that's the average that you're getting. Okay, by the time you're 65, you would have about 1.38 million in investments. And that's how much they'll be worth by age 65. Let's say you started at age 35 and you ended up starting at that point, you still started with 6,000 and you ended up with an average return of 7%. You would actually have 678,000, about that much. Think about the difference from just 10 years, just a 10-year difference. Now, what if you started at age 45? How much would you have? You would actually end up with about 291,000. See the difference? See what a decade can do to your investments if you start early. And you may be saying to yourself, well, Abdul, that's nice and all, but I don't have $6,000 to put away within a year. I just don't have that income right now. Okay, that's fine, but start with something. If it's $50 a month, then it's $50 a month. If it's $500 a month, okay, it's $500 a month. If it's $1,000 a month, great, it's $1,000 a month. But start with something. And that's the mistake that a lot of people make, is the fact that they think, oh, I need to have a substantial amount of money in order to start investing. The answer to that is no. The way the way that the stock market is now, and the way that these investment companies or brokerage companies work now, you do not need a lot to start with in order to invest. There's so many different investment vehicles out there that you can start with investing, and you don't have to have some background in finance to be able to do it. And of course, I'm gonna break this myth. You don't need to be a day trader. You don't need to trade. You don't need to sit there with freaking 3 screens in front of you to trade, okay? And to look at different candlesticks and like charts. No, you don't need to do that. That's for a certain group of people. I'll be honest with you. Though I traded in individuals' accounts and did portfolio rebalancing and buying into stocks and buying into different positions in their portfolio, I would tell you that is, when it comes to investing, that is such a small sliver of what it takes. It's just really, that's the easy part, to be honest with you. That is the easy part. A lot of people make it complicated by trying to sit there and pick individual stocks when you don't need to do that. Just look for a great mutual fund. Just look for a great ETF. Done. Look for an index fund. Done. Don't make your life hard. When it comes to investing, the last thing you want to do, even in finance in general, is just make it complicated. Like when clients come to me and try to make their investments complicated, I'm just like, look, we can make this really simple for you. You don't need to do all this. Like if you like choosing stocks and building your portfolio out, and that's great. I'm not knocking that. Do that. But if you're the individual that's like, hey, look, I don't even know where to start. Just start with learning about ETFs. Start with learning about mutual funds and how they work. And just start from there. And you're going to realize, oh, wow, okay, this is very easy. I just open a brokerage account with one of these brokerage companies and put money into it and then I buy into the ETF and then that's it. And then I just add more money into it and then I just let it sit and grow. Yeah, that's it. And guess what? The only thing you have to do, which is the hardest part, and as a financial planner, this is one of the things that we knew that was like top number one thing on the list to make sure we did, was save the client from themselves. What do I mean by that? You can get really emotional, which it makes sense, right? When it comes to your money, because it's like, oh my gosh, this is my hard-earned money. I don't want to lose it. You look at the stock market is going down. You're freaking out. And you're like, oh, no, I need to pull out because I don't want to lose the money that I worked hard for. And a lot of the times, that's where like financial planners and investment advisors came in to just say, hey, look, this is the plan that we're working towards. This is the goal we're working towards. So let's stick to it because we've already factored market downturns. So I digress. Let me go on. Okay. So I showed you the numbers. This is really what happens. And there's no way of avoiding it. The numbers don't lie. You see, and the sad part is like, okay, let's say you wait until age 45. If you want to get to that 1.38 million, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to contribute more money into your investment accounts to try to play catch up. And to avoid doing that, you just start early. You put less. Because when you wait to put more later on down the road, it becomes more of a financial burden and becomes harder because now you're trying to scrap every penny to invest. When if you just started earlier, you'd have been golden. You would have been good. So you got to build a habit. Okay. You just got to build a habit. There's no excuse. I don't care if it's $50. I don't care if it's $100 a month. I don't care if it's $500. I don't care if it's $1,000. Just start with something. Start investing with something, because what you need to do is build a habit. And I've shared this with my past videos. When I graduated high school, and I was just lucky to know somebody that actually owned a brokerage account, owned a brokerage firm, and I went to him to actually open a brokerage account, and he helped me choose a couple of mutual funds to put my money into. And I was working at a job where I was just knocking on doors trying to sell windows, and I wasn't making much, but I knew the importance of creating that saving habit. And I remember vividly, I saved $50 of each paycheck. Each paycheck that I got, I put $50 in investments in the mutual fund. And at that time, I was paying my way through college too. So I knew eventually I'm going to need that money later on to use to pay for some of my classes. And guess what? It worked out. I did. But that's me thinking ahead. And that's me understanding that I'm right now at the stage where I'm not making a ton of money, but I'm going to start building the habit so that when I start making more money, it's going to be easy for me to save because I've already done it. I'm used to it. So don't wait to start making more money to start investing. Just invest now. So that's it, folks. Thank you for watching. Look, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And also don't forget to hit the notification button because I don't want you to miss out on my next video. And I'm out.